let's talk about being a geriatric millennial.
Yeah.
It's a term that I actually just heard today. I was reading an article earlier, and I was like, "What is that? That sounds like me." I'm reading. The more I read about it, I'm like, I am that. I'm not a millennial. Every time I hear about people complaining about millennials, they bring up these talking points, and I'm like, none of that's me.
Right.
None of that is me. Like I don't know what you're talking about. And then I've had these arguments with people before, arguing when is the limit of a millennial? Like what is a millennial? Some people are like 1980 to like 2000, and I'm like, no way. 20 years? Like no. Like I'm early 80s, and none of this is me. And then I'm like, I think it's 1985.
Because we were right at the change.
85, 86 is the change, right? That's what I think it is.
I say 85 is a cutoff because of Mario.
85?
Mario came out in 85.
Oh, okay.
So right when the video game really became a video game, and it was no longer Centipede or Atari, but it was like a dude.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, I get you. Well, this article here is from The Telegraph. I am a geriatric millennial and proud of it. Okay, and it's from Rosa Silverman, and she basically breaks it down. How old were you when you got your first mobile phone? How old were you?
Bro, 13, but that's because I illegally worked a full-time job. At 13.
Did you really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow. I was 17 when I got my first mobile phone.
And look, this speaks to the geriatric millennial.
Yeah.
I got one at 13. My two older sisters, who are 3 years older than me and then a year older than that, they didn't have them because I went to work and I paid for it and I got it. Because in my house, if you wanted something, you went. I had one of those, and guess what else I had? A pager.
Ooh, a pager.
Mm-hmm. You know.
Who had a pager?
This guy.
Who remembers having? Oh, okay. We got chat here. Let's see. 18, 14. Someone said 90. 20. 15. Wait, are you guys guessing for
they think a dice roll happened?
I thought I asked you guys when you got your first phone.
And someone said an age and everyone else thought it was a dice roll.
Yeah.
So they're like 4. I always say 4.
90. It's always 90. Oh, it could have been 1990 actually.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure people were guessing, but some people said I was 16. Someone said in 1991. Well, I was 17. So that was 2001.
Yeah.
It was when we met, basically.
Right.
When I was, in 2001. And that's when I moved back from Philadelphia to Chicago.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's see. How fluent are you in Friends quotes? Not because you saw it on Netflix, but because you watched it all when it first aired. Did you ever spend Sunday evening recording the top 40 countdown on radio onto a cassette tape?
Yeah, man.
I know you did that.
Man.
I definitely did that. I actually had, Home Alone?
Yeah.
His freaking thing?
Yeah.
I had that.
Talk Boy.
The Talk Boy. I had that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I actually recorded from the radio, because I had a radio that didn't have a tape player.
Yeah.
So I had to record it via the microphone of the Talk Boy of the radio, and that's how I recorded all my music.
Mine was one of those the rectangle ones.
Yeah.
So like I had the one
that went down flat.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
But I heard real quick. I heard a John Mulaney thing the other night, and he was talking about how at the beginning of this bit he was like, I was on a phone call at home, like I was on a landline phone call with Blockbuster.
Wow.
Blockbuster Video, and he's like, that is a dated comment, like a dated.
Yeah.
And it's
coincidentally is my first job ever
at Blockbuster.
Wow. The one in downtown Arlington Heights.
Yeah.
Across the street from the Jewel there.
100%.
It's not there anymore.
Yeah. Next to Garibaldi's.
There's only one. Yep. Right there. Exactly.
Oh,
wait.
Yeah. I think Garibaldi's went into it then.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, man. That
Blockbuster.
was a good one.
My goodness.
Mine was.
Who knows Blockbuster? Geriatric millennials.
Kmart, which isn't even around in most places.
Kmart is where you used to work?
K Cafe.
K Cafe.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. Did you know the dance routine to Saturday Night by Wigfield? See, that I don't know.
No,
that I don't know.
That's an
if your answer to all these questions, will likely determine whether or not you are a geriatric millennial. Well, maybe not all of them, but most. The term has gone viral this week, courtesy of a Medium article by Erica Dawan, an American writer and leadership expert. Dallin, who self-identifies as a geriatric millennial, believes those of us in this microaggression, microgeneration,
Same thing.
yeah, born between 1980 and 1985, are uniquely positioned to work across office divides, comfortable with both an analog and digital world. Despite the positive themes of her article, there are some on Twitter who did what some on Twitter always do, seizing on a geriatric tag and taking concocted offense. Of course they did. As someone born in late 1982 and thus firmly in the geriatric millennial bracket, I welcome this sudden late arrival of a generational identity, concocted or otherwise. For too long, people like me have struggled to work out where we fit among all the cultural stereotypes pertaining to different generations. As the children of boomer parents, we were born too late to share the cynical self-reliance of the Gen Xers above us, but we're also too old to fit many of the millennial cliches that dog our younger friends and colleagues. Geriatric millennials like me did not grow up believing it was possible or desirable to discuss our mental health, but are perfectly comfortable doing so now. We weren't on social media until our 20s, meaning that although we are now fluent at it, our adolescent misadventures remain firmly in an analog age.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah.
And continues, and have not pursued us into adulthood.
Straight up.
Ayo. Probably for the best.
Wow.
Probably just as well, given that we were raised on Alco Pops and with a fashion sense involving wildly unflattering baggy sportswear adorned with massive logos. Okay.
Jankos?
I in high school, I used to wear cargo pants.
Yeah.
And in one of the cargo pockets,
Chicken nuggets?
no joke, chicken nuggets. No, I think it's worse. I had a monkey doll. Not a doll, but like those ones that had the magnet hands that you can basically put wherever.
Yeah.
Well, I'd have him hanging out of the cargo pocket.
Oh no, that's dope. That's dope.
I thought so.
See, this is why we're friends. No one else did, and that's why we became friends.
Look, the UFO's like, I'm out. I quit. You did what in high school? Yeah, but good thing that I couldn't find a picture of this if I wanted to. And I'm glad for it because oof.
Oh, 100%. I'm glad that the photos that there aren't scanned in anywhere.
They might be.
Like, how many Polaroids do your parents have? Or
not many. Not many.
They don't have any pictures of you? What?
Polaroids, you asked.
I'm not talking about like this junk. Like,
hey, you said Polaroids.
Okay,
and I'm from the day
I'm
where
thinking
Polaroids.
Like Kleenex. Yeah,
I'm a geriatric millennial where Polaroids used to be an actual thing. Come on,
you did this, America.
Come on, you should know this as a fellow geriatric millennial.
I'm saying, man. I'm saying, we didn't even have cable. People are like, what?
Yeah, we had click TVs.
Check this out. Ready? Be kind, rewind. What you talking about?
That was my first job. I had to remind people that.
You want to know what the craziest thing was?
Although they had the incredibly fast rewind machine.
Yeah, they did.
It's kind of stupid. It took like 30 seconds.
They started charging you. You used to get charged.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I remember thinking that we had made it as a family when we got one of those machines in our house.
Oh, snaps.
Yeah, we had a machine just to rewind
an instant rewinder.
Cassette tapes.
Oh, cassette tapes.
Yeah.
Not VHS.
No, VHS.
Oh, VHS.
Tapes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Amazing. How many of you guys had VHS? They're worth a lot of money now.
Dude.
Those VHS are, no joke, they're worth a lot. Like old original Disney VHS movies are worth a lot of money. It's crazy. It's pretty intense. All right, let's see here. We are the straddlers, floating somewhere between the generations, never quite sure where we belong. Some of us became staggeringly successful, inventing platforms like Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, Reddit, Alexis Ohanian, and the rest of us regrettably did not invent these things, but did fully embrace them, along with the work ethic of our elders. We were educated in leaky classrooms and what the heck is this? Porta cabins? What is a porta cabin?
Yeah, you know what that is? Yeah, when the schools, I don't know what happened. If everybody, there wasn't kids for 300 years, and then all the schools seemed like they needed to upgrade. They didn't have enough classrooms. So while they were
Oh.
upgrading the school, they'd bring in these trailers.
Yeah. Okay. Like a more mobile.
You couldn't tell when you were in there, but it was like a CIA training room.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Before New Labor knocked them down and built health and safety compliant replacements.
Straight up.
I remember actually at South Middle School. Did you go to South?
No.
Oh, but you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Okay. They actually moved us to a different location and knocked down the school. I went to one year. The next year I went to these.
Yeah.
And then the following year was like a brand new school. And then I left Chicago. And it was pretty crazy. Back to the old leaky high school in the suburbs of Philadelphia. Let's see here. We vaguely remember when Tony Blair briefly had rock star status, but we're far more concerned with chart battles between actual rock groups Blur and Oasis. We were too young for illegal raves, but ready for super clubs. We were the bastard children of ecstasy culture and binge drinking culture. Cigarettes were cheap and not yet covered in warnings of certain death.
Straight up.
Few of us were preoccupied with healthy eating or fitness, and the cult of wellness had not yet arrived to steal away our fun. That's so true. In the early days of dial-up modem, gosh, that dial-up modem. And dial-up, you know the worst part about dial-up modem? You had to ask, does anyone need the phone?
Right.
Are you anyone expecting a phone call? Can I use the internet for the next 3 hours? Because I'm going to play a multiplayer game with a buddy of mine. I had many parents yell at me and my friends because we took the phone line.
Did you have any friends? Because this is another thing.
No, I didn't have any friends.
Okay. Did you hear of anybody that had a separate line for their kids?
Never.
Neither did I.
Wow. Did that exist?
But no, I don't think it did. But there you go, geriatric millennial, because I guarantee if we were in dial-up today,
yeah,
every kid would have his own dial-up.
that's true. That's true. I'm inclined to agree with that. Let's see. Yep. We went too long on MSN Messenger or ventured into internet chat rooms. Remember AOL chat?
Talking to random people.
Not really sure quite what we were doing, nor particularly wary of whatever dangers lurked there. Our parents never warned us. It was all new to them too. As my generation came of age, we started dating people we met in real life.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wow. I am actually really happy that I was able to meet Nisha in real life.
Heck yeah.
It meant a lot to me. Like, we met and it was fantastic, and you know, it's a rarity nowadays. Let's see here. Later, those who were yet to settle down switched to dating partners they'd met online. We are not sniffy about marriage or convention, but many left it later to have children. Busy pursuing their careers we'd have been told we could have. We narrowly missed out on the bit where young people decided sexuality and gender could be viewed as a spectrum and duly freed themselves from old-fashioned shackles. But we get it most of the time. When I started university, my best school friend and I, separated by hundreds of miles, would write actual letters on paper with fountain pens. Imagine. We'd only just acquired email addresses and paper still felt normal. The Twin Towers had just come down, the War on Terror was just starting, the internet was about to change everyone's life, and the world transformed, we adapted. Throughout this, we never really had a label that properly described us, and perhaps that's a good thing. Labels can be more limiting than liberating, just ask younger millennials.
Yeah.
If geriatric millennials is to be our moniker, I'd argue it's a cross we can bear. Now, in our mid to late 30s, the oldest in our cohort are about 40. We're at the uncertain stage, poised between youth and midlife. We inhabit a liminal space, busy parenting young children while working out what we want for the rest of our lives. Frankly, we're too busy to care if Gen Z think we're past our sell-by date. In response to this amusing new title for our predicament, it's fitting, perhaps, to paraphrase a song by Sleeper, an indie band favored by some of us geriatric millennials. Now it's much too late to ask us where we've been. We were just in-betweeners. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Geriatric millennial. It's a little like stark, like, oh wait, where are you going with that? Oh, millennial. Okay, so it's elder millennial,
Right.
Which is someone. What was the comedian? It's this hilarious comedian. She did a special on Facebook, or no, not on Facebook, on Netflix, called Elder Millennial. Does anybody know who I'm talking about? She's hilarious, and she was talking about being an elder millennial because she was born in the early 80s, and she doesn't identify. It's basically making fun of both sides, and it's good. I like it. Elder millennial is really my preferred, but geriatric millennial is it's a little harsher, I think. You know? Geriatric.
I think they put it good though, because they said it's a cross that we're willing to bear. Like, as far as I took that as, we're also not the generation who's like, why is everyone still talking about all this stuff? You know what I mean? Like, call us what you want. Like, geriatric works? Cool. I enjoyed that article, and it sounded like me to a T.
Yeah.
You know
you want to call me geriatric? I don't care.
Right.
Call
but I'm
me
with
that.
You. Elder would be
Bring
cool.
it on. Elder
cool.
millennial.
Yeah.
Because we're not millennials. You know, we're not. We're a different breed, but we're also not Gen Xers.
Right.
You know, like, I have older cousins that are in their mid 40s. Geez, I have one cousin who's almost 50. You know, but it's like, he's not a millennial, and he's not a boomer, or whatever. I don't know how many different generations are there that we're juggling right now. It's kind of ridiculous. Oh wait, people got it. Shellslinger, yeah, Eliza Shellslinger, yes, thank you, Mike. Yes, Eliza Shellslinger.
I haven't seen that.
Elder millennial. It's pretty funny. Nice. She's pretty bombastic.
Okay.
And I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was an entertaining article to discuss, and it's kind of fun to have you in the studio to discuss it with me.